Hello my lovelies, welcome back to the channel. I am Rebecca Markelv, and today I want to talk about surgery, specifically about which surgeries I want to get and why. I think talking about which surgeries I want to get and why might kind of help those who are kind of interested in just me in general, but also reasons why people also might want to consider them. Like, you know, sometimes when you want to like get something done but you're so uncertain sometimes that you kind of like you want to make sure that you're making those right decisions. And to be honest, the surgeries I want to get, one of them took me a lot of thinking about. So the three surgeries I want to focus on are facial feminization surgery, breast augmentation, and everyone's favourite, the one that everyone wants to learn about, is vaginoplasty. So stick around if you want to hear what my thoughts are and what my processes are about these surgeries. So first of all, I want to talk about breast augmentation because that I feel is probably one of the easier ones to talk about, because in the end, transitioning from male to female, generally there is these different stages called the Tanner stage of breast development, and it's usually found that transgender women tend to only get to the Tanner stage 3 sort of stage of their development, so they never actually fully develop properly because, well, I don't know. Science. But first of all, basically the reason why we try to get these surgeries is because of gender dysphoria and just feeling body dysmorphia. Basically, you don't feel comfortable in your own body because you don't fit. You don't feel like you fit in it, you feel uncomfortable, and you want to sort it out. The reason why I am going to a female gender is because I don't feel comfortable in a masculine body. That's why I decided to transition. So having a flat chest or close to a flat chest makes me feel a bit dysphoric, and it is the reason why I want to get breast augmentation. I'd like to get to probably a C or a D cup, but we'll have to see if we can even get to the surgery first. Before you can get breast augmentation, you have to, as far as I'm aware with everything, with every country or whatever, is that you have to be on hormones for at least 2 years. I've been on HRT for 1 year and 4 months. So I can't even get breast surgery even if I wanted it at the moment until at least I have hit my 2-year mark. Not to mention the probable complications of all this COVID stuff that's going on in the pandemic. Yeah. If you're watching this video in the future, by the way. Hi future, how is it? Is it much better than it is now? Leave a comment below and let me know. That'd be really interesting actually to see if you come back for that one. So with breast augmentation, after waiting 2 years, you can get it done. And yeah, the reason is just to make me feel a bit more comfortable and to feel fuller down there and actually just feel more comfortable in my own body as a whole and to just feel like myself. I have developed, but I still feel very flat. Like, I don't really feel much difference. I mean, I feel better, but I don't feel at my most comfortable yet. Next is facial feminization surgery, and that can basically come in all kinds of different surgeries altogether. It's dependent on what you want, and generally you kind of pick which ones you want done because there's so many, because you could have jaw, chin, upper lip, I think you can do lower lip as well, nose, brow, hairline down, all kinds. I personally would like to get my forehead and my nose done at the very least. I would potentially also like to get my upper lip and chin. The reason why is that testosterone basically develops the bone structure on your skull, and generally down this middle line is generally where it kind of is most prominent. But of all of them, I do want to get my nose down and my brow down because I have always felt my nose is big. I'm looking at you, hate comment. I saw your comment before it got reported or removed from me. Get a nose job, then you probably wouldn't look like such a man. That honker screams, I'm a man, that's a Jew. Really? It says on that video, I've had a 1-year transition, and during that 1 year, funnily enough, we've had a pandemic and a lockdown. Twice, 2 lockdowns during that year, not to mention we're in a 3rd one. Where on earth do you think I was actually going to be able to afford or get a nose job? But I wanted to get a nose job anyway, so joke's on you. I already got there before you did. But yeah, no, in all honesty, I don't like my nose. I feel it's too long and too pointy, and just it does feel too masculine for me. And the forehead thing is because the bone structure kind of pushes forward a bit and causes this like straight line, and there's kind of like this heart or rounder shape that women have, and yeah, it's kind of like just basically undoing the effects of what testosterone has done to the body already. Basically, I just want to remove whatever testosterone has done, so it's as if it never happened in the first place. But I do want to consider getting another 2 surgeries, potentially chin and upper lip, because then I think that would also help just emphasize the face a bit more and just kind of work much more better together as a whole. But I'm not too sure at the moment, because sometimes you'll have a consultation, you might have a simulation of your face being changed as well, and you might just find that actually you look fine, and even the doctors might say you don't need it, honestly, like, and that's something I want to find out. So the day that I have my first facial feminization surgery consultation and simulation, I will let you all know, because that would be so interesting to do. And finally, we go on to the surgery that everybody is always curious about. They want to know what's going on downstairs. So here we go. I am pre-op. As it probably wouldn't have actually come to anyone's surprise, because I've been on HRT for only a year and 4 months. So I'm not exactly going to be jumping on that one, because I don't think you can even go on to have that surgery until at least a couple years in as well, or at least until you've lived a whole year as feminine, which I have far exceeded anyway. But nevertheless, affordability is another different thing altogether, or the waiting list to do so. I've been on the waiting list for 2.5 years, and I still heard nothing from anyone. But before I even started hormones, before I even had the consultation for hormones, before I even got analysed for gender dysphoria, the feelings I felt downstairs, I didn't really care. I didn't care if I had a penis or a vagina, basically. But as I kind of started to progress, I started putting myself into this mindset that I definitely wanted to actually have the operation, and I put myself in the shoes of the future me. And I would go to bed at night and I would start thinking, and I would put myself in this simulation in my head. And the simulation would basically be me about to go to sleep. Tomorrow's going to be the surgery. Tomorrow it's going to go and it's going to be gone. And all of a sudden I went into a serious like nervousness, anxiety. All of a sudden I was like, I could not sleep. Like, something I've had, something I've lived with for 27 of my years, and it's going to be removed. And it's not because I don't want it, it's because I don't know what's on the other side. Kind of goes back to my old transition video of like going onto the other side and actually seeing what's out there. And yes, I could do that, but if it is the wrong move, which I don't think it is anyway, because I did actually start getting better about this, but at the time, if it was the wrong move, then there was no going back. So I had to really seriously think about this, consider all the options, and in all honesty, I really want it. I really want to be just totally sorted out, and I totally want to feel more comfortable in my skin. I'm fed up with tucking, and I'm fed up with just having something there. I don't want it. It drives me crazy. Not to mention some other slight complications with when you're on hormones and stuff like that. Maybe I'll talk about them in a future episode, but this gets even more personal, even more private life, and putting it out there is pretty scary. I might do it for only my patrons or something like that, maybe. But yeah, it's a very private issue. Not issue, but private thing, basically. But in the end, I also became friends with another transgender woman, and she has had the op. And she was happy to tell me the whole experience and how happy she was. And she even felt nervous on the actual day. On the actual day of the surgery, she felt so nervous. And it is something that she actually wanted for her entire life pretty much. She never even wanted to have it. And that's another thing, is that if you're transgender and you're sort of uncertain, that's okay, because we all go through these different experiences and different feelings because we have different journeys, we have different lifestyles that we grew up with. I didn't know that I was transgender until a much later age, so it's okay, it's fine. Don't stress out about whether you're ahead or behind. You go at your pace, and if you're not sure, that's also fine. I wasn't sure, so it's fine. But she explained to me that she was sat on the lying on the bed, or was it Gaddy? I don't know. I don't want to like get these things wrong, but lying on the bed and going into the operation room, and they ask her how she's feeling. I'm feeling very nervous, actually. Oh, well, what are things that you would like to do afterwards? Like, what makes you really excited for the day? Oh, well, I like shopping. Oh, yeah, what do you like to shop for? I love dresses, I love handbags, and she's asleep. She's gone. And then when she wakes up, she's herself. She's finally got rid of this burden, this horrible feeling that she's had for ages. She feels free. She feels happy and content. She's finally there. And that put my mind at ease. That feeling that it might be a bit scary. I mean, surgery is a stressful thing. Being put to sleep because you're not in control of your own body anymore. But something great's going to come out of it, and yeah, that put me at ease to think that I could then be in the same situation. I'll be nervous, but they'll make me feel better. They'll make me feel a bit more comfortable. They'll make me feel welcome. And then I'll wake up with feeling like myself. When people are curious as to whether someone has had the operation, pre-op, pro-op, it's not generally people's business to know. Sometimes some people really don't want to share this stuff because it is such a horrible thing sometimes that they have between their legs. Like, if they have something that they don't like, they don't want to talk about it. They hate it sometimes. And some people also don't mind having it. I personally am okay with sharing it right now. And I have shared with other people because I'm trying to help and educate and inform and advise, motivate, influence. So I feel like it's an okay thing for me to do because I just want to be honest as much as I can. But nobody has that right to actually know if someone is pre or pro-op. So just be a little bit mindful of it, basically. I don't like having what I have going on down there. I'm not going to explain the whole situation, but I don't like it. But, like I said, I'm here to try and help, inform and educate, motivate, whatever. And I feel like it's almost like a responsibility or something, or just to help, just to get that information out there, to educate. So, there you go. I haven't had the operation. I would like that surgery. I had a moment of I didn't care. Then I had a moment of I'm scared. Now I have a moment of I'm excited. So I really did spend a long time thinking about it. There are also potential other surgeries that might come along the way, such as hip augmentation as well. Potentially also, I think it's called tracheal shave, which is to remove more of the Adam's apple if you have a really prominent one. I've been told that mine's not actually too bad, but it's something I also still might consider. But my voice might be overcompensated when I actually, like, if I have something done in my throat and I'm trying to sound female because, like, I've had an operation on my throat and it's really painful and stuff like that, and then you can strain your voice basically and basically ruin it, which is a very big fear of mine. My voice means a lot to me, so it's something I'd consider, but yeah. Anyway, I think I'm going to end this episode off here. If you'd like to help me on my journey, then I have a few links down below, one to a GoFundMe page and one to a Patreon page. One will help me towards surgery and the other will help me towards being a content creator and giving out more content as much as possible for you guys. So if you ever do want to help me out, then it is most appreciated, but never feel obligated to do so. Also, I never really do this, but if possible, if you've made it to the end of this video, is it possible you could give this video a like? Give this one the most likes if possible. That would be so amazing. Otherwise, yes. I've been Rebecca Markelv, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care of yourself.